After 7 years of marriage, the evening began like countless others. I had booked a table at her favorite Italian restaurant, wanting to surprise her with a warm, intimate dinner. But from the start, something felt off. She pushed her linguine around the plate without eating, her attention split between the glow of her phone and glances at the restaurant's entrance. I brushed it off, assuming work had drained her energy. I had no idea what was coming. When the waiter placed our main courses on the table, I tried to ease the tension with a light-hearted story from the office. She barely reacted. Her expression was vacant, as if she were detached from the moment. Concerned, I finally asked if something was wrong. Her gaze lifted to mine, distant, hollow. Then, with a slow inhale, she said, "We need to talk." I set my fork down, a weight pressing heavily against my chest. She steadied herself as though preparing to plunge into icy water and spoke with unsettling calm. "I've been seeing someone else." The words didn't echo in my head, they landed like a stone, firm and undeniable. For an instant, I wondered if I had misheard, but deep down I knew I hadn't. My world didn't collapse in dramatic fashion, it simply shifted, tilting out of place. Around us, the restaurant buzzed with conversation and laughter, oblivious to the fracture unfolding at our table. I lifted my water, took a measured sip, and said quietly, "Thank you for telling me." That was all I could manage. My composure seemed to surprise her. Maybe she expected anger, accusations, or tears. But I didn't have the strength for theatrics. The signs had been there for months: late nights, curt replies, the lack of warmth. A part of me had already known. She launched into her explanation. She claimed it wasn't intentional, that their bond had formed unexpectedly, and that she never meant to hurt me. Her tone was rehearsed, like she had practiced these words 100 times in her head. I didn't interrupt. I just nodded, not in agreement, but to let her finish. When she finally fell silent, her eyes searched mine, perhaps hoping for forgiveness, perhaps for a release from her guilt. I gave her neither. Instead, I folded my napkin, set it neatly on the table, and said, "I hope he gives you what you're looking for." For a moment, regret flickered across her face, but it couldn't erase what she had confessed. We sat in silence until the bill came. I paid without a word. As we stepped outside, she asked softly if I'd be all right driving home alone. I gave a small, humorless laugh. "I'll be fine," I answered, walking into the crisp night air, leaving behind the last thread of pretense. The drive was quiet, though my mind was alive with memories. Our first date, the rhythm of our wedding dance, nights spent laughing on the couch. Yet no tears came. I simply let the memories drift by like clouds. When I reached home, I packed a small bag and left. I needed distance, not only from her, but from the crushing weight of what our life had become. I spent the night at a friend's place and, for the first time in months, fell asleep without checking my phone. The following days passed in silence. I didn't call her, and though she sent a few messages, I never replied. There was nothing left to say. She had chosen her path, and now I had to choose mine. 2 weeks later, I began the separation process. She didn't fight it. Maybe she felt relief, or maybe she had been gone in spirit long before that dinner. Either way, I felt something I hadn't expected: freedom. It's strange how the truth, even when it cuts deeply, can liberate you. I didn't need closure. Her confession was closure enough. Now, every morning, I breathe easier. The betrayal is behind me, and I no longer share my life with someone who didn't value it. Looking back, I have no regrets about my reaction. Sometimes, "Thank you for telling me" is enough to let everything go and move forward.